So in today's episode, I just want to do a quick recap of what happened in the market. And the other thing, I want to take a look at what markets right now are a bit undervalued compared to the rest of the market. So this week was really great for long-term investors, so congratulations to anybody holding long. We can see the Qs ended the week 2% up, S&P 500 was up 2.35%, Dow 30 was up 2.76%, and growth investors, I just want to take a quick look, ARK was up 5.87%. So we can see it was definitely a strong week for growth stocks. So we're going to take a quick look at charts, and I have selected a few ETFs that I believe are in markets that are undervalued right now. So I just want to make sure these stocks are not overextended, and by doing this it kind of helps me figure out where to invest, right? In my portfolio I have companies in different markets: fintech, clean energy, gaming, software, tech giants, everything. So by taking a look at certain ETFs in specific market, it helps me determine if maybe that market is a little bit overvalued at the moment, might be undervalued. So if I want to increase exposure in some of my companies within those markets, then I know if now is a time I would like to get in. So first, let's just take a quick look at the S&P 500. I want to say the overall market does seem a bit overextended from its short-term and its medium-term moving average. And we can see pretty much for the past year, it's been like that. From time to time, it does pull back down. If we take a look at the Qs, right, very similar. I want to say this one's actually a little bit more overextended than the S&P 500. Again, this overextension doesn't prevent me from buying. It just tells me the risk is a little bit higher. You can see right here, it's a bit overextended, pulls back, very similar. The real question is, when will this pullback happen? And if it does happen, is it actually going to be a lower price where it's at right now? And that's just too many unknowns for me as a long-term investor, and that's why it doesn't prevent me from buying. So first, let me show you what I believe is a quick example of a market that is a bit overextended right now, and this is taking a look at Wisdom Tree Cloud Computing Fund. This is an ETF pretty much in the overall software market. So we can see, right, this is very much overextended from its moving averages, therefore increasing that risk. So already know Wisdom Tree Cloud, the type of companies they hit. They have a lot of software companies. You can see some of their biggest players right now are Asana, Box, Dropbox. And if we take a quick look at some of those stocks right now, let's start off with Asana, right? This is ticker ASAN. Very much overextended from its moving average. If we take a look at Box, for example, very similar, overextended. Another one in there, I believe, was Adobe. Adobe, again, overextended. What else do we have here? Dropbox. I think Dropbox might not be overextended. So within certain markets, actually it is. This is pretty impressive. I did not know Dropbox hit it to $30. This has been quietly moving. Overall, I can just see this kind of software market right now is a bit overextended. So if I wanted to enter into software stocks, it would be like, hey, Jose, maybe not open up with a big position right now, maybe just kind of ease into it. Next, I want to take a look at the semiconductor industry, right? Me, if you guys have been following me, I'm super bullish in this industry. I want to say it is a bit overextended, not too crazy in my opinion. Again, it would just tell me, hey, Jose, if you want to enter right now into certain semiconductor stocks, obviously within this market, there can still be some undervalued plays, but the market as a whole might be a bit overextended. All right, so now that I wanted to show you guys some great examples, I wanted to take a look at some ETFs within markets that are seen to be a bit underextended or kind of sitting at great valuations. So the first ETF I was looking at is Block. This is ticker BLOK, and this is an active ETF mainly consisting of global equities focusing on blockchain technology. We can see some other big players are like MicroStrategy, PayPal, Square, Voyager, Marathon, anything kind of really dealing with overall cryptocurrencies. And right now with this overall cryptocurrency market, I'm pretty sure a lot of these stocks have taken quite a hit. Let's start off with, for example, Voyager. This is, for me personally, not a market I am in too heavy. So it's not one I follow, but we can see Voyager right now has definitely seen crazy pullback. Let's take a quick look at Square. Square, I guess because it's also thought about as a reopening play with restaurants, I can see why it doesn't track too much compared to the overall ETF. Let's take a quick look at PayPal as well. PayPal a bit overextended. So within the blockchain, anything it seems in the fintech market itself is still pretty overextended. But let's take a look at MicroStrategy. I know this one has definitely taken away. You can see, right, it's definitely not overextended. So me personally, I'm not too heavy into the blockchain industry right now. So for any investors trying to see, hey, about the blockchain market, compared to where it's been in the past, that market as a whole does not seem overextended. The next two ETFs are both hitting the same market. This is ACES, and we're also going to take a look at PBW. Both ETFs deal with clean energy, and we can see they are not overextended from their moving averages. So for any investors, hey, maybe it might be time to start looking at some clean energy companies. We take a look at ACES. Some of their big players are like Sunrun, Plug Power, Tesla, we can see. Let's take a quick look at Sunrun. This is a company I've heard a lot in the overall comments, but don't follow too much. Sunrun has definitely seen quite a pullback, and right now we can see it's definitely not overextended. Right, we're just taking a quick look at technicals. This doesn't give me buying signals. I still have to go through my fundamental analysis and try to find the best companies within this market. So right now, for example, it tells me that the clean energy market might be a good market to kind of enter. Now I have to find a proper company within that market to enter. So I would have to do my fundamental analysis in it. Again, right now I'm not too heavy in this market, so I can't say any companies that I enjoy right now. But like I mentioned, ACES, they have First Solar, they have Sunrun, they have Enphase. I know a lot of investors out there follow it. Then if we take a look at PBW, they have First Solar, they have MYR, ChargePoint in their positions. The next market I'm gonna take a look at, and we're taking a look at two ETFs here, is NERD, NERD, and Gamer. Both of these are in the gaming industry. This is definitely a market I am bullish on, and a market I am very interested in. And tomorrow I will be presenting my 4 stocks that I'm gonna be looking to buy in this upcoming week. A lot of the stocks I'm gonna mention are gonna be in the gaming industry, because this market I do feel is a bit underappreciated right now. So NERD, some of their top holdings are Huya, Tencent, and Doju. Those first 3 are actually in the gaming industry, but they're also in emerging countries right now. So I do want to say that it's the next market we are going to take a look at that doesn't look overextended right now. So this actually gives me some great ideas for my upcoming videos. But what else do we have? Activision's Corsair. If we take a quick look at these 2 companies here in forms of technicals, we can see Activision, right? Activision has definitely seen quite a pullback, not overextended at all. If we take a look at Corsair, same thing, right? It had a crazy run up, I think, last week. Right now, it's definitely pulled back, and now it's no longer overextended. Now, the final market we're going to take a look at, and this is the Emq ETF. So this is the emerging market in internet and e-commerce ETF. So we're going to see a lot of international companies here. We can see this is definitely not overextended. If we take a look at their top 10 holdings, it makes about 58% of the portfolio. They have some big names here, right? Meituan, they have Alibaba, Pinduoduo, Tencent, Reliance, Mercado Libre, right? Some of these big names, JD. So again, it kind of gives me insight of where I should look at when doing my weekly investments. So let's take a quick look at Baba, for example. We can see Baba's definitely not overextended right now. It's had a nice run up in the past few days, but it's still sitting next to its moving average. Let's take a quick look at PDD. Again, very similar, right? Not overextended. Melli is one I enjoy right now. It is kind of pulled up a bit from its moving averages, but doesn't look too crazy. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up if you guys appreciate the content. So Meituan does seem a bit overextended right now. A few days ago, it doesn't seem like it was half bad, but recently did have a nice pull up. So that's it for today's episode, guys. This is something I kind of do on a weekly basis, but never really done a video on. But I feel it kind of does provide some form of insight of how my investing world looks like. So let me know if you guys really did enjoy it and if I should do this again next Friday. So take care, guys. Have a good night and see you next time.